Hi, Deanne here, back with the third story in a series of stories designed to help children understand and remember our number system. Just a recap of the story so far is that Mr. Ugg goes fishing every day, and each day he catches more and more fish. He places his fish on his tea bar, which he always fills up from the bottom. Mrs. Ugg wants to be able to remember how many fish he catches each day, and she's realised she can use her fingers to help her think things through by matching the amount of fish he catches the numbers of fingers on her hand. She has also started drawing the amount of fish. She draws them in the sand on the floor of her cave. Then she creates a symbol to go with each amount of fish. The symbols are made from coconuts and sticks. When she chooses to make each symbol, it's influenced by what her fingers look like when she puts them up and what is available. Some of the key parts of this following story are the shape of Mr. Ugg's tea bar, that he always fills it up from the bottom, that Mrs. Ugg can easily imagine what the fish look like, and when she draws the fish in the sand, she uses the same pattern as how the fish looked hanging from the tea bar. You'll know yourself from throwing a dice that because you become familiar with the pattern for each amount, you can quickly say how many dots there are without counting. Let's have a look at these two images. Both images show 9 cats, but this one here on the right is in the same structured way as Mr. Ugg's tea bar. Now, I don't know about you, but this one on this side, I had to count how many cats there were. But this one on this side, because I'm familiar with pattern, I was easily able to say that there were 9 cats. I was also then able to do some reasoning about the number 9. So, for example, I can see that 9 is 1 less than 10, that 9 is made up of 8 and 1, that 9 is made up of 6 and 3, it's also made up of 4 and 5, and I can also reason that 9 is an odd number because you can't share it fairly. And these are the kind of things which we'll move forward with your child as we go through the story. I'm just mentioning it here so you get an idea of where we're going with things. The ability to say how many things there are without counting is called subitizing, and you can learn more about this on my website. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, and we'll start the next story. As we move through the story, please do encourage your child to put up the matching number of fingers along with Mrs. Ugg. This is the story of the Ugg family, and this is how I tell it. It was a long, long time ago. The world was not a safe place. The dinosaurs had all disappeared, but there were still many animals who were not at all fussy about what or who they ate. Hidden from sight live a family of cavemen, the Uggs. On Monday, Mr. Ugg returned from fishing. He was thrilled. Mrs. Ugg looked at the tea bar. I think we might have enough fish for everyone to have their own tonight, she said. And she looked at the fish. Each time she looked at a fish, she put up a finger. A fish there, 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 and a fish there. And let me think. In my family, there's Mr. Ugg, Mrs. Ugg, Shaz, Chaz, Quinn, and Baby Jax. We all get fish tonight. She was very excited. She dashed off to her special cave so she could record the amount. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers, and then she said, Mr. Ugg has caught this many fish. Then she looked at her fingers. She looked at the sticks and coconuts. She looked at the fingers. She looked at the sticks and coconut. She looked at her fingers. She looked at the sticks and coconut, and she picked up a short little stick and a round coconut, which she placed on the sandy floor face down. She liked the way that the short little stick reminded her of her thumb, and the round coconut reminded her of her hand. She took a step back to admire her handiwork, and she said, That's right, Mr. Ugg has caught this many fish. On Tuesday, Mr. Ugg returned from fishing with this many fish. He was whistling happily. Mrs. Ugg dashed off to her cave to record how many fish there were. She thought about the fish. She looked at her fingers. She thought about the fish. She looked at her fingers. She thought about the fish. She looked at her fingers, and then she put up this many fingers. Then she looked at her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. She looked at her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. She looked at her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. And then she picked up a stick and placed it on the sand floor. She liked the way the stick reminded her of this shape here. She took a step back to admire her handiwork, and then she said, Oh, I've used that kind of stick before. I know, I'll turn it upside down. And so she did. She turned the stick upside down and drew the fish underneath. She also turned her hands upside down and could see the same kind of shaped stick there. She was very pleased with herself. On Wednesday, Mrs. Ugg was beginning to think something horrible had happened to Mr. Ugg, but just then she heard him coming hurriedly up the hill. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to worry you, he said. I know I'm back late, but look how many fish I've got. Oh, that's fabulous, said Mrs. Ugg. Then, after plonking a big kiss on Mr. Ugg's hairy cheek, she dashed off to her cave to think. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers, and then she put up this many fingers. Then she looked at her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. She looked at her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. She looked at her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. And then she reached down and she picked up 2 coconuts and put them flat down on the sand floor. She liked, for some reason, that the curviness of the coconuts reminded her somehow of all the curves in her fingers when she put up this many fingers. And then she drew the fish underneath and stepped back to admire her handiwork. Yes, Mr. Ugg has caught this many fish, she said. The next day, you've got it, Mr. Ugg had caught even more fish. Look, it's almost full. Mrs. Ugg was super pleased. She dashed off to her cave to record the amount. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers. She imagined the fish. She looked at her fingers. She imagined the fish. She looked at the fingers, and she put up this many fingers. Then she put up her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. She put up her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. She put up her fingers. She looked at her sticks and coconuts. And then she picked up a coconut and a stick and put them on the cave floor. She kind of liked the way that the small stick reminded her of her thumb sticking that way down. Then she drew the fish underneath. She stood back to admire her handiwork, and she said, "Yes, Mr. Ugg has caught this many fish." Mrs. Ugg said, "Mr. Ugg is almost running out of space on his T-bar, and I'm always running out of fingers." As the sun went down at the end of a busy day, the Ugg family drifted off to sleep around the fire. They had full bellies and were content and happy. They were looking forward to Sunday because it was a family day for the Uggs, and Mr. Ugg would not have to go fishing. That was the story of the Ugg family, and that is how I told it. Thanks for listening, and tune in next time. For the next story, it will be all about how the numbers got their names. Thanks for listening. Ideas to do at home or at school. So continue to work together to put out some objects in the number patterns, this time for the amounts 1 to 9, and see if your child is able to put up their fingers to show how many objects there are in the number pattern. If this is tricky for larger amounts, you could get your child to touch each new object with a different finger. You can use all different sorts of objects, or use stickers, paints, coloured pencils, anything really, but always remember to always start your number pattern from the bottom. If you want to keep looking back at the different number patterns, there are some printable cards in the resources area of my website, or simply prepare the number patterns 1 to 9 yourself in advance and use these. But always remember to always start your number pattern from the bottom. Anytime you make a number pattern on paper, it could be useful to save it, as you might well use it again in future. Another activity to do would be to show your child the number patterns for, say, 6 and 9, and then ask them if they are able to say which amount is larger or smaller, and then show them the number pattern for 8 and see if they can see that the number pattern for 8 is the medium-sized amount. So thanks very much for listening. Please do like and share the video and follow the website, and join me next time where we find out how the numbers got their names. Bye for now.